U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is moving quickly with plans to assemble the list of people who will serve in his cabinet. For more on who's been nominated and how will that affect foreign policy on the Korean Peninsula, we have our foreign affairs correspondent Eunji here in the studio. Welcome, Eunji.
Thanks for having me.
So, Eunji, who's joined the team so far, and how is Trump team different from his first term?
So the two keywords that represent Trump's picks to lead departments in the new administration are loyalists and hardliners as Trump prepares to push forward with his America First foreign policy. So first of all, he picked Susie Wiles to be the White House chief of staff, crediting her with helping him win both the 2024 and 2016 elections. Now, Wiles, who is said to be the first woman to step into this powerful role, has 4 decades of political experience. During Trump's first administration, he went through 4 chiefs of staff in a period of a record-setting personal term. He repeatedly said he believes the biggest mistake of his first term was hiring the wrong people. So we'll have to see if Wiles will be able to stay in power. For foreign policy chiefs, Trump is set to appoint those who take a hardline approach to foreign affairs. He has elected Mike Waltz as the White House National Security Advisor. Waltz is a Florida Republican and a Trump loyalist who is considered a foreign policy hawk towards Iran and China. As for the Secretary of State, he's expected to name Senator Marco Rubio, which will make him the first Latino to serve as America's top diplomat. Rubio has in past years advocated for a muscular foreign policy towards America's geopolitical foes, including China, Iran, and Cuba. To lead the CIA, Trump picked John Ratcliffe, another hardliner against China and Iran. Ratcliffe serves as the Director of National Intelligence, the nation's top spy, from 2020 to 2021 during the final months of Trump's first term. And for his Secretary of Defense, Trump picked Pete Hegseth, a Fox News host and Army veteran, in a surprise move. And this raised concerns that he has tapped someone largely inexperienced to take over the world's most powerful military.
I see that many of the senior staff to lead the Trump administration's diplomatic policy are known to have taken hard positions towards countries like China. Then how are these people expected to, deal with North Korea situations and also relations with South Korea?
Right, during his campaign, Trump said getting along with dictators like Kim Jong-un is a good thing. But even after holding 3 summits during his first term, Trump failed to persuade Kim to give up his nuclear weapons. Analysts say that Trump is not expected to put huge pressure on North Korea. Take a listen.
The new Trump administration will keep its current level of denuclearization and deterrence efforts, but I don't think it will try to engage in nuclear negotiations with North Korea or change the North's policy by pressuring the regime.
And as I mentioned earlier, Trump will appoint Marco Rubio as the country's top diplomat. An expert who has followed Rubio's career closely says he'll take a firm position on North Korea while being pragmatic at the same time.
He is a staunch anti-communist. These feelings are driven not only by his political worldview, but also by his heritage as a Cuban American. Fleeing communist oppression, his family fled from Castro's Cuba. But I think that when it comes to North Korea policy, he's going to be a pragmatist. He understands that North Korea possesses nuclear weapons. He understands that any move to confront North Korea has to be done only in consultation with our allies.
As for relations with South Korea, the Korean government has been repeatedly saying that the alliance between Seoul and Washington will continue to remain strong. This is what South Korea's foreign minister had to say this week as he addressed public concerns on the return of Trump and his unpredictable approach to diplomacy.
I understand that many people are concerned about the launch of the new U.S. administration next year, that international affairs may become more unstable, and that trade protectionism will intensify with the America First policy. There will likely be a lot of changes, but one thing is clear. The South Korea-U.S. alliance will remain strong and be further reinforced under the second Trump administration.
What about the war in Gaza? Who's been appointed in key roles to handle the situation over in the Middle East?
Trump has said he wants to end wars in Gaza and Lebanon. He recently picked the former Arkansas governor Mike Huckabee to the U.S. ambassador to Israel. Huckabee is a strong defender of Israel who has even said there is no such thing as a Palestinian and that Israel has a rightful claim to the West Bank. And this week, Trump said he would appoint businessman and his longtime friend Steve Witkoff, who has also previously made pro-Israel statements, to be his special envoy to the Middle East. Now, both of these men who will help shape Trump's policy towards the Middle East are facing criticism, as they do not have much formal diplomatic or foreign policy experience in the region. But there is no question as to where their sympathies lie.
All right, Inji, thanks so much for that comprehensive report today. As always, we appreciate it.
Thank you.